Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining this conference, and thanks to the organizers for inviting me. My name is Wang. I'm the founding partner of Outpost Capital. For the past 5 years, Outpost has been one of the most active VC in the XR industry. We have invested in content, platform, hardware, software, B2B, enabling technologies, developer tools, and pretty much covering the whole ecosystem. If you were in the previous conference, I have given a talk about how the pandemic has impacted the XR industry and also what some of the new opportunities that's been created because of the pandemic. When the pandemic first started, companies went bankrupt, people get laid off, and the economy is in a recession. So it's really one of the worst time for the whole world. On the other hand, we see new interesting things happening, things that we call as the new normal, working from home and social distancing. So despite all the chaos, panic, and economic impact, for the first time in history, people spend more time online than ever and connect with each other digitally. This creates an interesting opportunity for XR and unique timing when the demand for social activities is strong, while this demand cannot be filled in the physical world. For the past few months, we have witnessed a lot of new tractions, adoptions, and use cases in the XR world. So, in short, the pandemic is in some way a stimulation to the XR industry. Now we are in the middle of this battle. The economy is recovering and new vaccines are being developed. So here's a new question. What is the aftermath look like? What will turn back to the old ways and what will keep being the new normal? How can we be prepared as entrepreneurs, investors, and ecosystem builders in the XR industry? So I've looked into it and have some thoughts to share. This is a picture of one of our portfolio company, the WebXR, and they are a platform for artists and musicians to host virtual concerts and to engage with their audience. And this company has been picking up a lot of tractions since COVID. And many of you have heard about the success of the Fortnite concerts, and most recently is a Travis Scott, which attract almost 30 million concurrent live audience. And conference like this, we have participated in countless virtual conferences that's happening every day. So in this new era, we work online, we play digitally, and we also collaborate, meet with each other, and social remotely and digitally as well. So the fact is, COVID has changed us all. And many of these changes can be very long lasting, and we will get more and more digitized from now on. So this picture is from another of our portfolio company called Fable Studio. They have developed a AI character called Lucy. Lucy is a little girl who talks to you, play games with you, share her secrets to you, and have adventures with you. After you met Lucy, you think she's a friend. So if you think about it, digitization has become more human. Well, we know that digitization is nothing new, but for a long time, digitization used only to be useful as a tool. But now we're living a digitized lifestyle. The virtual and the real world are more blended together. We can even develop relationships with virtual characters, virtual influencers, VTubers, and different type of virtual beings. And that's why we have witnessed, all these new tractions and new activities that's happening in the virtual being sector. Again, digitization has become more human, and it is the evolution of digitization. It's actually the transformation from a utility into a lifestyle. And that is the opportunity for XR. Because if we want everybody to use some XR device or application on a daily basis, That's exactly what we need. So with that, what's interesting now and for the future? Well, let's talk about the future first. Last time I've talked about the metaverse opportunity here. Every virtual party we join, every virtual concert we participate, every virtual conference we attend, and every virtual online game we play, we are one step closer to the metaverse. Wiki's definition of the metaverse is a collective virtual shared space created by the convergence of virtually enhanced physical reality and physically persistent virtual space, including the sum of all virtual worlds, augmented reality, and the internet. In my own definition, the metaverse is a platform for digital lifestyle. It's the ultimate form of digitized civilization. And as we've previously talked about, the metaverse is inevitable. As more and more people have adopted a digital lifestyle and the convergence of the technology happen, I think right now is an interesting time for the metaverse to start to go to mainstream. And the XR industry is, without question, the fundamental for the metaverse. However, there are still a few challenges. First of all, how can we make a metaverse cross-platform and cross-device? So different people have different device, and till today, there are still a lot of people in the world, and the majority of the people in the world do not own any VR/AR headset, right? So in this case, how can we interconnect people regardless of what kind of device they have and what kind of device is their preferred device to use? How can we make metaverses cross-platform and cross-device? And the second thing is, if we look at the existing and some of the most successful metaverses as of today, regardless of World of Warcraft, Second Life, Fortnite, or Facebook Horizon, it's all metaverses built for gamers. Where are the metaverse that's built for non-gamers? And how can we potentially involve all those non-gamers to be part of the metaverse and to participate, to social, and to live their digital lifestyle in these metaverses? I think, as more and more people are looking to gaming as part of the metaverse solution, there should be some part of the metaverse that's built for non-gamers as well. So I think that's a new opportunity here. And third, how can we create interoperability between different metaverses? So I think, it's very unlikely to have one metaverse that act like the Oasis or the Matrix that rules them all. It's very likely that, down in the future, there are a lot of different metaverses built for a lot of different use cases, right? So how can we create interoperability between these different metaverses while having a unique identity across all of them? How can we create this interoperability so that when I switch from one metaverse, it's kind of like switch from one virtual world to the other virtual world, my identity stays the same, and I can use some consistent backend solution, for example, payment, authentication, or whatever, making those parts consistent, but allowing me to teleport between different metaverses. That's also a challenge that needs to be solved. So on the technology side, what are some of the building blocks for the future metaverse? The first thing is sensory and perception. It's how we interact with the digital space, and it's the interface that we are using to connect us with the digital space. So the XR industry is solving this problem, and also there are BCI technologies like Neuralink also facing this category as well. The second thing is physical body. How a digital thing could make an impact in the physical space, and the robotics industry is solving this problem. Intelligence, how can we have um, intelligence in the digital world, and how can we replicate the human intelligence in the digital way? So the artificial intelligence industry is currently solving this problem. And last, how can we build a strong economy in the virtual world? How does a virtual economy works? How can we handle all the transactions in the metaverse? Um, and how can we provide a safe, secure environment for other participants in the metaverse? So currently, the blockchain industry is solving this problem. So together, these are some of the enabling technologies serving as the building blocks of the future metaverse. And this is also the things that we invest at Outpost Capital. So we have talked about the future and the metaverse. Let's talk about right now. There are a few sectors that's particularly interesting to us. The first one is gaming and esports. Gaming and esports is a rising sector and have been performing much stronger since the pandemic. Many gamers are also very technology savvy, so it's easier to transform them into XR users. And hey, gamers are already residents living in the metaverse. In the background is a game called Population 1. It's developed by Big Box VR, one of our portfolio company. And this game is a launch title for Quest 2. So many of you who have attended the Facebook Connect have heard about it. So this game will crossplay between Quest 1 plus 2, Rift, Vive, Index, and Windows Mixed Reality. I personally love this game a lot, and it's very different from Fortnite or PUBG. That it's not just about survival and shooting people. You can climb different buildings, you can fly, and there are all these different weird things you can do when you are playing the game. So if you feel competitive, jump into the game and let's play some games. Virtual being is the other sector that we have been actively looking into. Virtual being cover a lot of things, from different avatar system, virtual celebrities and influencers, to digital doubles of real people, conversational AI, and the list goes on. The beauty of virtual being is that it's a convergence of technology, content, and media. It's enabled by technology like the XR technology or artificial intelligence, but these virtual beings, they live on social media, so it's very easy to access virtual beings regardless of what device you are using or what applications that you have. So in this picture is a virtual conference called the Virtual Being Summit, and it's a fireside chat between myself and Ikrima in the Kite and Lightning world. So Kite and Lightning is one of our portfolio companies creating a game called Babylon, and they have a lot of characters, this kind of evil baby characters, virtual beings. So in this fireside chat, I'm the baby on the right, and he's the left one. So when I turn myself into an evil baby, it's one of the most weird but fun fireside chat I've ever done. So if you are interested, you can check out the video on the Virtual Being Summit website as well. The next one is consumer AR glasses. For quite a long time, enterprise AR is leading the XR industry, and enterprise AR has been one of the most mature business model with proven track record. Consumer AR, on the other hand, has been a long living dream that looks super cool, but the reality always disappointed us. Niantic is probably one of the few exceptions here with titles like Pokemon Go, but it's still kind of stuck at the device level, and they haven't released much titles on the AR glass side. And AR glasses like HoloLens and Magic Leap have been struggling on the consumer use cases as well. However, these things could change quickly. Facebook just announced Project Area, and we know that Apple has been secretly working on this for quite a long time. So we really expect the landscape to have some dramatic change in the next 2 years. In the meantime, there are new companies like Unreal or TO5 that brings new energy to the market. So we think there will be a sustainable and scalable consumer AR market very soon, and we are very excited about it. The last one I want to mention is WebXR. WebXR is a relatively small community in the XR space, but in my opinion, it's being undervalued. WebXR is actually very powerful, and with things like a frame, you can achieve a lot of things with it. The beauty and also the power of WebXR is that it is web-based, so it's transmedia. It's truly platform agnostic and device agnostic. You can easily connect, for example, gamers to non-gamers. You can connect XR devices with mobile devices, and it's very easy to connect Apple with Facebook or connect Apple with Google. Just like any web page, all you need is a link. So one of the leading company is Supermedia. They are building a WebXR browser and also some apps like Moonwriter or Comic Book Reader. It's also a company we invested roughly 3 years ago. So if you haven't checked it out, and there are a lot of amazing, cool content on it, and we think it's for the whole WebXR space. It's just the beginning. It has huge potential, and also on the enterprise side, there are a lot of enterprise use cases and applications which can be easily enabled through WebXR technology. So, some of my last thoughts. I think we are at the perfect timing of building the future metaverses and taking on the challenges in the XR industry. One of the key things for entrepreneur is to think bigger. I know it sounds cliche, but it's true. Over the past 6 years, we have experienced a lot of success, but we have witnessed more failure. One of the key failure is that a lot of people think of XR as a framework instead of an enabler. When they think about XR as a framework, they are limiting themselves to XR only. Their success is only based on the success of the industry. The right mentality is to think about XR as an enabler for your goal. How XR enables gaming, how XR enables the metaverse, how XR solve problems, how XR enhance artificial intelligence, how XR contribute to some blockchain projects, how social media integrate XR. I joke that TikTok is the world's largest AR company, but if you think about it, it's true. Their AR effects have been used by millions of content creators, and the content have been viewed by billions of audience every day. So think bigger. Thank you.